To you on the other side of the screen, hello, Shine here. Welcome to my channel if it's your first time, and welcome back if you've watched my previous videos. So normally I would have a bullet script or something. I would write down my thoughts first before I film the video, just so I know the arrangement of the things that I want to share. But this time I don't have that because of various reasons, and also because I wasn't really sure what to talk about until a few couple of hours ago when I talked with my dad. That's why I decided to just speak straight from the heart. And because of that, I honestly don't know how to start this video. Well, anyway, as I've mentioned in a lot of my previous video, I have a struggle of fighting the voices in my mind, more like the negative thoughts. And I've also mentioned that we should not look down on ourselves, because if we do, we look down on God because He was the one who created us, right? If you've seen my last video. And if you haven't, go ahead and watch it after this one. Thank you! And so, moving on, I've talked about my struggle with fighting thoughts like I am worthless and I will never be good enough. And I was able to fight them off with the help of God's constant reminder to me that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And I was able to practice that to some extent. But I haven't overcome my struggle with negative thoughts regarding my singing. That's my confession. I know, maybe you're like, just how long will Shine keep on doing this? She has mentioned it in this video, and in this video, and in this video. I know, I'm sorry. One time that I would like to share with you today is the time when I was curious and asked my brother who among the singers we know have the same vocal range as me, and he named a singer, and I just stared at him like, are you serious? Really? Her? You do know that this is one of her songs, right? And I still can't sing it to this day. I can't hit the right notes because they're too high for me. And then my brother told me, yeah, you can do that song, but you were able to do this one. But I just stared at him and said, that's different, but this is still her song. And I still can't sing it. That's why I know that I don't have the same vocal range as her. But then my dad heard our conversation and he just said, Shine, if you don't have the confidence, you really won't be able to sing well. If you're still thinking about what other people would think regarding your singing, you won't have the confidence. That's why you won't be able to sing well. And then I was just like really contemplating hard about it, really thinking hard about it. But then I realized that, I came to the conclusion, it's not that I'm still worried about what other people think, because I could care less about that these days. But what I did realize was that it's my own thoughts. It's what I believe that I need to fight and correct. Because even though other people has told me that they like my singing, I was just like, I feel like those are just kind words. I don't think I'm a good singer. I'm just not. Because I still can't sing well to this day, and I feel like I've been stuck without improving. I'm in stagnant waters, floating, not really moving forward. Because even after I practice and practice and practice and practice, I still can't sing that well. Dad told me something while we were talking earlier, and he said, Shine, you should not forget what God had already done in your life, especially the past few years. You should not forget what He's done. And I know that He is still going to do greater things in the future. And when my dad told me that, I was just crying because I was reminded of the things that God had already done in my life, especially the past few years. Thinking back, the 13-year-old, 14-year-old me, I wouldn't have enough courage to post this kind of videos online. I wouldn't have. Especially the song covers. That's why I just realized that I'm not in stagnant waters. I know I've mentioned in a previous video that we should not forget that slow progress is still progress. I'm gonna stop thinking about how I don't have talent in music just because I can't do this and I can't do that now, because I know that I can still improve, and this is all part of the process. I'm gonna make it a choice to not accommodate this kind of negative thoughts in my mind starting today. Also, something that my dad mentioned when we were talking earlier was that birds can fly around your head, but by all means, don't let them make a nest. I know this kind of thoughts will still pass by, but I will make an effort to not let them stay. Because even though I'm not yet good at singing now, doesn't mean that I will never improve. Not because I can't hit the high notes now, doesn't mean that I won't be able to in the future. But something that I also learned about these high notes was that not because I can't hit those high notes doesn't mean that I am a bad singer. If I can't hit the high notes, then I'll just lower the key so it would suit my voice. Because I don't need to keep forcing myself into the mold of other people, because I definitely won't fit, because God made me differently. I want to graduate from this kind of struggles now. I don't know if I'll be able to have a 180-degree turn and not have this kind of things anymore, or this will be a longer process. I am really grateful to my family who's always been patient with me, especially my dad. We keep having this kind of conversations because I couldn't let go. I couldn't go out of the cage that I made for myself in my mind, because I'm choosing to not tear down the walls that I've built. That's why this time, I'm choosing to destroy them and tear them down apart. I will do my best to reset my mindset, because I know that it is one of the biggest limits that is hindering the great things that God has in store for me. I was really hesitant about making this video today because I know that it's been repetitive, but I decided that I wanted to show the process. I suddenly remembered something that I told a friend before, and that's start even if you think you're not good enough yet. Because no matter how hard you work, there will always be room for improvement and learning more. So simply let the people see your growth and just start now. But like I said in last week's video, 2 weeks ago, last week's video, our confidence should not be in ourselves. Our confidence should be in the Lord. You see, God is like a sculptor. He sculpts us into a masterpiece, and He removes the unneeded parts. And every time God removes those parts, it's gonna hurt. But like I said, it's all part of the process in making a masterpiece, which is both you and me. If God is telling you to do something, just do it now. Even if you think you're not good enough. Because like what I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we should eliminate those kind of thoughts. Instead of thinking that I am not good enough, say, I'm still improving. And by letting the people see my growth, my improvement, hopefully it would be an encouragement to them. Because most of the times, we look up to all these people and we just see their highlights. We didn't see their behind the scenes. And their behind the scenes, I believe, looks pretty much where you are now. The only difference is, they chose to keep moving forward. They chose to accept the challenge. So I hope that this time, we too would accept the challenge. Whatever the Lord is asking us to do, let's just do it now without hesitation, because we don't know when this life will be taken away from us. Let's not wait for the time until we're ready, because that time will never come. Had I waited until I was content with my singing, I wouldn't have started posting these videos. And something that God has reminded me just a couple of nights ago was that when I make this kind of videos, I should not worry about whether it's good enough or not, but rather I should be thinking, will this video be an encouragement to other people today? Maybe you've been wanting to post videos like this one for a while now, or even some covers, but you don't have enough confidence to post them online because you think that you're not good enough. Let this be the final push that you need to just do it. If other people don't appreciate your work, then let them be. But don't let that get you down, because there will always be people who will appreciate your work and who will be encouraged, because you just know the joy when they say that my videos has encouraged them. In return, it encourages me to keep on doing this. God has blessed us with these talents, with these giftings, not for us to just keep it, but for us to share it to others. Be an encouragement to someone today. Maybe by sharing a song cover, or sharing a poem, or just simply messaging people and reminding them that you care for them, that God loves them. So whatever you're going through at the moment, I just want to remind you of Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. God has great plans for you, but you need to surrender and let Him work in your life. I don't know what you're going through. It may not be easy. You may feel like giving up. I just want to tell you that this is all just a process. God has so many great things things in store for you, whether you want to believe it or not. You may not see it right now, but I'm telling you, He's at work. I hope that this video would be the last push that you need to do that project that you've been wanting to do for a while now. Like I keep saying, you don't need to be great right from the get-go. Let the people see your growth. Just let them see it. Let them see how God works in your life. Let them be reminded that God is also at work in theirs. As always, thank you so much for watching. Take care always, and God bless. Bye!